welcome to Yates Makes. I finally made some time to try something I've been wanting to do for weeks, which is editing my own photographs and laser printing them, transferring them using the gel plate. What I've discovered is that you can get success fairly easily with a bit of prep. The key is in the editing and then the inking up and the amount of time and pressure you're using when transferring. Okay, let's see how I got on. Okay, the crucial first step, as I said, is in the editing of the photos. So this first section is all about that. Okay, the app we're using is called Snapseed. It's free for your Android, iPhone, iPad. Get it before they start charging. It's wonderful, gives you a lot of control. So open your image with the top left little button there. Here's the image I'm going to be editing, which is a photo I recently took of a kind of derelict building. So the tools we're mainly going to be using can access with the little pencil on the right. I'm clicking it on and off there for you. Let's have a look at the ones we're going to be using mainly. Tune image, crop, HDRscape and the black and white filters. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is have a look at what black and white filters will do. So select that and you've got some presets down at the bottom. So just flick through, see which one. You know, you're going to have to experiment depending on image. I've selected the contrast filter under that black and white menu. Right, back onto the pencil icon, up to the top left, tune image. Now if you select that, then scroll up and down, you are going to find this menu. I'm going to adjust contrast first by scrolling left and right now to adjust that to varying degrees. We want a lot of contrast between your lights and darks to make a successful gel print transfer. Now I also want details, so I'm going to go into HDRscape under a new filter menu, and I'm just going to increase the kind of details and crunch this image a little bit to then hopefully go back to a further tune image layer, hopefully further adjust my contrast and see, as well as adding some lights and darks, I'm also retaining quite a lot of texture and detail, which, as you can see, now I've applied my contrast adjustment under the tune image tool, I have retained more detail. So really useful. I'm now just fine tuning highlights, shadows, until I get something that I think is going to transfer well. Dense dark patches of black, nice bright white highlights, and a little tiny mid-tone, but really where you want any detail you want high contrast. I think I might lose some of it in those mid-tones, but you know, this is so easy and quick to do. I can print this off, I can then edit another with smaller adjustments. Here's a great little tip. Tick that adjustment back into your tools palette, add a further tune image filter layer, and you can keep on adding more and more contrast. Obviously there's a limit within each adjustment layer, but you can just tick it off, add another one, and just keep building up that level of contrast till you've totally bleached out those whites and saturated those black tones if you want. Right, now just checking composition, cropping a bit. Usefully gives you this lovely thirds grid, which is great for balancing up images. And then when you're happy with your crop, you're ready to export. So you tick off that layer. Down in the bottom right, there's this little share button. Export with permanent changes, retains your original as well as saving your edited copy into your camera roll. Right, let's do another. Open black and white filter, again HDR, crank that up, then into your tune image, increase the contrast, increase the highlights, increase the shadows. Before long you've got an image that is reliably going to work. I say that you know, it's a little hit and miss, but it's going to give you a good percentage chance of transferring on your gel plate. Okay, I'm going to move on to image transfer onto the gel plate. So important you print those edited images on a laser printer. Okay, for this one I'm going to try a little cocktail of This is Mars Black, Daler Rowney System 3, mixed with some Liquitex Payne's Grey. Sort of rotating that round as well, just to try and mix the two. This is always the hard bit, is knowing how much to take off. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe just hold it up to the light, you can see the texture of it. Let me move this light a bit. Right, better not hang around, otherwise it won't. Okay. Okay, it looks like that one has transferred really well. Just going to get something to blot out the middle of those little circles. Oops. Oh, blotted another bit now. Okay, gonna let that dry. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one off with some Daler Rowney Graduate Titanium White. I've got my ripped edge here just to sort of pull off a bit of paint from the edges. Just sometimes don't always like this really neat edge. Anyway, let's get my paper ready, which is like 220 GSM cartridge. Let's ink up. Let's go. That should do it. Don't need much. Oh, probably need more than that though. Oh, I don't know. Tiny bit more. In a recent comment thread, I got this amazing bit of advice from, I'm going to apologise, I've forgotten the name, I'll add it in writing afterwards. Someone who said, leave your print on overnight to dry completely, which, you know, just seems a little bit counterintuitive to me. I thought everything would stick. But sure enough, it works. I mean, I've not been leaving it overnight, but I have been leaving it for a few hours. And yeah, definitely works. Am I going to be able to tidy that up? Don't suppose it matters really, because I'll be able to draw over it. Okay, let's have a look. Paper down, give it a good rub. Right, I'm going to leave that at least an hour. Right, it's the morning. It's a good way to clean your gel plate. Everything comes off. Right, there you go. Upside down. Adjust that a bit so you can see. Quite pleased with that. Got most of the detail. Okay, next try. I've chosen an edit that isn't quite as high contrast. It's got more white in it this time to see how we go. Okay, the paint I'm using for this one, the same black System 3 De La Rowney mixed with a Pabio Phthalo Blue. Okay, so again, I'm kind of inking up, removing a bit of the excess, and you'll see when I hold it up to the light in a second, it's a very thin, even film. I can see my hand through it, so definitely you want to go thin. Again, I'm doing this in real time, so you can see how long it's down for, and I'm hardly touching this, just a bit of gentle pressure. You just want to make sure the white parts of your page are making contact, so as to lift that paint off. Press too hard though, you're going to disrupt all of that. And this one's come off a bit fainter. Maybe it's a different paint, maybe it's how long. Like I say, it is a little hit and miss, but my window's shown up quite nicely. I can blot that out now, and yeah, should be alright. This one I'm going to add another little feature to, which is just incorporating some techniques I've been so into, which is using wax crayon rubbings. And I've been out and about, done a few rubbings off of some signage, and I'm going to transfer this with a kind of mix to make up a little purple with a little of the black still on my roller. So just transferring that now. Again, it's only gentle pressure. This is in real time, so you're getting a sense of how long I'm leaving things on the surface of the plate for. And there, that seems to have transferred fairly well. So all of these layers now left to dry, ready to pull off with one layer of white. So there you go, inking up again, and not gone all the way to the edges because I want a kind of broken edge. I'm going to use my ripped paper again just to kind of make those edges a little more uneven. Paper down, and just like with the last one, I've left this for a good hour. I mean, the last one I left overnight, this one I left for just over an hour, and you can see it's pulled off pretty successfully. A fainter image, but the texture and the tone is still clear. Right, I'm going to finish off this little print with a little bit of Letraset. I know I'm so lucky. I've got my dad. He didn't leave me great wealth and fortune when he sadly passed, but what he did leave me was this fantastic bag of Letraset left over from when, look at the size of that thing, left over from when he used to, back in the 80s, when things were kind of analog and old school. He used to do some typesetting and design and stuff. So I found an envelope in the bag that I didn't know existed the other day, and in it is these kind of really cool little illustrated figures. So I'm just going to transfer one into this little window I created. Thankfully Letraset does go down okay onto an acrylic base. I'm surprised it still works, you know, it's so old. Testament to how well made Letraset is. I'm not sure it's that well made anymore, but let's just try and get those little line details, make sure it's all gone down. I'm having to rub quite hard here because of the acrylic. It doesn't stick quite as well. In fact, I might have to glaze this with some gel medium as well, just to make sure it doesn't fall off. Right, I've got about as much down as wants to go. Cool, I'm liking that very much. I'm hooked on this thing. Wax crayon rubbings. Right, that's been loads of fun, but I'm aware this video has got very long. There are sections in it though I felt needed to be in real time, so you get a sense of, you know, the inking up, how long a transfer paper was on the gel plate for, etc. Anyway, remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you've got something from the video, if you've got any suggestions, run them by me. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon in another video. Take it easy. Bye bye.